Years go by since Saru was first brought to Australia. He's in his 20s now, but he still thinks about his birth mother. And then one day, a friend shows him Google Earth and how detailed all its maps are. And Saru thinks, oh, maybe this is how I can find my hometown and my mom. Now, this is a great idea for Saru, but there's a problem. India is huge. 1.4 billion people. So this is definitely a needle in the haystack situation, but Saru doesn't care. He becomes obsessed. So night after work, he gets on Google Earth and he follows the railways all over India that lead to and from Calcutta. And he keeps looking and he keeps looking, and about 6 years go by and he's still looking. But then, late one night, Saru finds this random little railway, and he decides to follow it for a while. And then suddenly, he starts seeing landmarks that he vaguely remembers. A water tower, a bridge that's near a dam, and he's like, crikey, mate, or whatever the hell it is that Australians say. I think this is it. I think this is where I'm from. And there's only one way for him to be sure. He's got to travel there. So he hops on a plane and he flies all the way from Tasmania to Kundwa. And soon enough, he's in his hometown. And he ends up walking on a path he remembers walking 100 times as a kid. And eventually that path leads him to the doorstep of his childhood home, that one-room hut. But unfortunately, the hut is no longer there. Now it's just a pile of wreckage. It's been torn down. But then he happens to meet a local resident, a neighbor. And Saru explains his story and he shows neighbor his childhood photo. And neighbor looks at the photo and he's like, I can take you to your mother. And then he leads him around the corner, not too far away. And that is where finally, after 25 years, Saru finally sees his mother. They're reunited. And they can't believe it, and they're happy, and they're overjoyed. And since then, Saru writes her regularly, and he goes and visits her when he can. He ended up buying her a house so she no longer has to work. It's all very heartwarming stuff. The good ending. Shout out to India and Tasmania.